Welcome to Ending the Stupid Gender War. This show is only for intelligent, mature, non-ADHD, non-doom scrolling people only. So if you're a doom scroller or you can't watch something for more than 2 seconds, please leave now. Subscribe and share to this video with everyone you know, and let us go ahead and begin, shall we? All right, straight to the point as we always do with these shows. Let's see if there are stupid or valid points within the stupid gender war, aka the battle of the sexes, right? Okay, in modern era today, beginning with the women as always. What is their first complaint? Number one, the bare minimum bouquet. Okay, so this is a Valentine's Day special, by the way. You waited until February 13th to panic order overpriced flowers from a gas station. Well, hey, I mean, yeah, at least he got you flowers. Well, let's see if it's a really bad case. Let's see. Let's give it a little bit of patience, right? Grab the card you wrote your name in and think you've delivered a romantic gesture. Well, it still counts for something, but yeah, I mean, it's not the worst. Trust me. I'm supposed to melt because you performed the absolute minimum required to avoid being the worst boyfriend on Instagram. What does Instagram have to do with any of this? Okay, let's see how bad social media ties into this case. This little mini case here. You didn't plan, you didn't think, you didn't consider what I actually like. Okay, fair enough, but this isn't Christmas. I mean, it's Valentine's Day, right? Not really flexible in my opinion. I mean, either give roses, teddy bears and roses, a nice heartfelt card, but if he put his name in it, okay. Is he gonna, like, compensate you in a different way, I suppose? Maybe making sweet love and going to a little mini vacation or a real vacation? I don't know. You outsourced my entire Valentine's Day to societal pressure and a CVS run. That's not good business for CVS, is it? And now you want credit for not completely failing. Her point is that last-minute thoughtless gestures aren't romance. They're obligation management, and women are exhausted by being expected to celebrate crumbs as if they're a feast. All right, look, a bit of a tough situation, and, there's a lot going on here, but I'm going to try my best to really narrow it down. Number one, if you did a great celebration last year with Valentine's Day, you're going to spend ideally, you're going to spend an entire lifetime together. If you keep topping off or matching the intensity of Valentine's Day every single year, things can get a little bit exhausting, or maybe not as good as 1 year or 3 years before. It's not a competition of time. Just try to make it special one way or another, mutually, both of you, not just one of you. That's the goal here, people. I mean, look, surprises are nice, but you gotta be realistic, okay? You can't be expecting, like she's saying here, okay, absolute minimum. I can understand why she's frustrated with that, but at least he remembered. I don't know. I mean, it's not the worst case scenario, but I feel your pain. I understand. I don't know what Instagram has to do with any of this. That's just garbage, okay? If he just cares about his image online and he just got you something just to get you something, yeah, that's a conversation that you guys need to have, because that's a little concerning. But, about sweeping you off your feet completely every single Valentine's Day, every single year, that can get exhausting. Just do something special together. You guys can get mutual gifts, obviously. Maybe go out shopping together and buy something for each other. It doesn't have to be freaking surprises every year, people. Ugh. Just, I don't know, buy a nice ring for your wife, your girlfriend. It doesn't have to be the most expensive ring. A pair of shoes. I don't know. It's kind of like a semi-Christmas type celebration with a gift involved. And, but above all, you guys got to make sweet love to each other. I mean, give her a nice body massage. She gives you upstairs, downstairs body massages, with the extra plus, happy ending included, all, with the big bow tie. You get the freaking picture. That's the most important part, just ironing each other in the bedroom, if you will. Nice and hot and steamy. But yes, ideally you guys got to do, I don't know, go out to dinner together. At least write a card. I mean, it's a little bit old school. I can see why people get pissed off about the freaking card part. Look, I get it. I like writing cards. You don't have to like it. So if you don't like it, at least substitute it with something equally as passionate with the words you tell her. But, if you end up with somebody toxic, then you're going to say, well, that's cheap, You don't want a toxic partner, number one, but, at least invest something, damn it. I don't know, but don't do a CVS run as described here. That is a really cheap, it is cheap. Look, if you're running short on money, you gotta improvise. You have to, okay? Look, you don't have to celebrate freaking Valentine's Day or Christmas, heck, even Thanksgiving, any holiday together. If you guys don't believe in it, you guys gotta mutually agree on that. But if one of you expects something for the holiday, or holidays, plural, you gotta do something, okay? I don't care if you don't like it. I mean, what's your problem if you don't like it? If you guys are going to be together and it's going to be a big problem if something's not happening when it should be happening according to what you guys both agreed with in the beginning, you can't just stop celebrating things, okay, people? You can't. Unless your partner's okay with it. That's the only red stop right there. Your safety net. Don't worry about Valentine's today, honey. I mean, we're both tired. We're not doing good financially. Let's just stay in and let's just, cuddle together with the time that we have. Maybe you guys are overworking. Look, there's a lot of tragic case scenarios, but ideally, if you guys have some time, use it. I mean, it's not rocket science, people. It really isn't. So that's kind of sort of my advice for you guys is you got to do something if you guys agree to something. Capiche? I mean, that's the way we're going to open this up. Let's move on to number 2. Let's get more specific. Number 2, the performance audit. Every other day of the year, you're emotionally unavailable, distracted, and minimally invested. Then Valentine's Day arrives, and suddenly you're posting couple photos, writing captions about how lucky you are, performing devotion for an audience that wasn't watching a relationship die. Okay, so that's bad if your relationship is dying, right? That's kind of hypocritical. Like, look, you can't be living two lives, people. It's okay to share stuff, about your life online if your partner's okay with it. But if your partner's obviously not okay with this scenario, right? Then just don't do it. It is insulting. It is. Because if things aren't really going good and you're posting things like if they're going good and your partner doesn't agree with it, you're just playing with fire. And it's not right. It's not fair either. You don't want to celebrate us. You want to prove to everyone else that we're fine. We're fine. Okay. Our romance isn't for me. It's for your feed. Yeah, see, that's where I draw the line. Stop living for people online. Look, I do this because I care about people, but it's not my life, okay? Doing shows like these, I'm not going to share all of my personal life with you guys, not even a little bit of it maybe, who knows in the future. It just doesn't matter. The content matters. But in this case where I've seen so many people, and a lot of people already know this, you post almost your whole private life online. It's not that nobody cares, but a lot of people just don't care, right? It's not necessary. Focus on the content that you're producing. It's not always about the man behind the microphone or behind the camera and mic. It's not. If you have stuff to teach or to share that's productive, that's entertaining, go ahead and do it. But you're not obligated to share your personal life all over social media. You're not. So why do it, right? All right, so I'm not your partner. I'm your alibi. Her point is that performative public romance, yeah, I guess you can call it that. That's kind of creative. Often masks private neglect, turning Valentine's Day into a PR campaign rather than a genuine celebration of connection. Yeah, so public relations, that's kind of putting it kind of a little bit funny there. All right, so that's obvious, right? That's an obvious no-no. That's a no-go. That's you got to be stupid to post your life online when your partner has a problem with that. All right, so number 3. The expectation versus reality chasm. You think dinner and a card covers it. Well, it could. Let's see what she means here. I think about 364 other days where you didn't notice me. Okay, so look, has nothing to do with Valentine's Day, right? If your relationship is in the garbage bin, it's time to burn it. It's time to empty that garbage bin and call it quits, right? I mean, why keep kicking a dead horse? It's not going to get back on its feet. You didn't choose me, didn't make me feel seen. And now, one night of candlelight is supposed to erase a year of emotional absence? Yeah, it's over. It's over. It's just putting on a mask and trying to put on a show in a theater. It's obviously over, okay? If you guys are in that situation, call it quits. Stop wasting each other's lives. I don't care if you have kids. I don't care if you're married. Just press the huge red button on all of it. Just totally. Valentine's Day doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's the annual audit of how you show up the rest of the year. And when the books are open, most of you are bankrupt. Well, like I said, do what you guys can afford, but do something. I don't know, even if it's a special picnic, get in the car, go drive somewhere peaceful, or go to a hotel and share the cost of the hotel. I mean, make it happen, people. I mean, you guys really exaggerate with bankruptcy here. You're not buying me flowers. You're trying to bribe your way out of an indictment. Her point is that Valentine's Day magnifies existing relationship dynamics. It could. It can't compensate for consistent neglect. Well, I mean, if it's going on, then like I tell you, it's just dead, right? It's a dead relationship, dead end. And women feel gaslit when grand gestures are used to distract from everyday emptiness. Well, look, sorry to hear that, but yeah, like I said, you can't kick a dead horse. It's time to move on if that's the case. Really sad there. Let's go ahead and shift gears over to the men because not much we can do about that last one there. Number 1 for the men, the anxiety industrial complex. You've been trained by society and social media to expect a production, candles, roses, expensive reservations, a perfectly wrapped gift that proves I get you. If I miss any detail, I'm not just forgetful. I'm a failure who doesn't love you. That's a fair point, Surprisingly, coming from the guys here, that's a very fair point. Sure, because if your woman expects like all this grandiose, expensive stuff every single year, and then Christmas comes about, and then the birthday comes about, that's already 3 times in the year where you expect expensive stuff. And let's be realistic, people. There's only 4 quarters in the year, right? So, okay, first 3 months, second 3 months. There's only so much you can save for these, powerhouse events. Those are the top 3, okay? Oh, my bad. Then there's your birthday. Then there's the anniversary. You see where this is going? Come on, be realistic, people. You can't expect every single celebration during the year. I mean, a year is a really long time, but think about how much money you have to save for each grandiose celebration. A crazy expensive, like this guy's saying, expensive this, expensive that. It's not realistic, okay? It's not mature either. You guys have to know how to balance the budget, Bill Clinton style. Let's go ahead and continue with this. You've turned a day about connection into a performance review where anything less than excellence is evidence of inadequacy. Right. I'm not your partner on Valentine's Day. I'm an event planner whose job security depends on your satisfaction. Well, it's supposed to be mutual, right? So yeah, I can see why he's complaining here. He's probably with a toxic girlfriend or wife. I get it. Ungrateful, which is the worst you can ever have. His point is that the pressure to deliver a flawless Instagram... stop with the Instagram. What's with the Instagram? What's with the Instagram? I cringe so bad. Who cares about that? Instagram-worthy Valentine's Day has become paralyzing, transforming genuine affection into anxious performance and making men feel like they're serving a demanding client rather than celebrating a partner. Okay, if that's how you feel, it's time to call it quits. Just like I told the lady in number 3 with the women. It's time to call it quits, buddy. I mean, if she doesn't have gratitude, you're with the wrong person. And men out there, if you don't have gratitude for the things she does for you or gives, to you, then it's mutual, right? It goes both ways. But in this case, we're talking about the women being toxic. So, okay, so point for the men. I fully understand that. I fully support that. If you're with somebody who's ungrateful, an ungrateful female bastard. Number 2, the comparison trap. It's not about what I do. It's about what her boyfriend did. Oh, boy. Living in the shadows of her boyfriend or whatever, ex-husband. Yeah, that's kind of sad. That's kind of sick. Her roses were bigger. His reservation was fancier. The gift from her friend was more thoughtful. I'm not competing with your expectations. I'm competing with every curated highlight reel you've scrolled past this week. My effort is measured against strangers' best moments, and I'm set up to lose before I even start. Valentine's Day isn't about us. It's about you measuring me against men who don't exist except as filtered photos. All right, can we really stop with the social media? Oh my goodness, here we go. His point is that social media has poisoned Valentine's Day. No, it hasn't. You guys need to put the screens down. Can you guys just do that? I mean, especially on Valentine's Day. Can you guys take a vacation from social media on Valentine's Day? Like, I'm doing this for educational purposes, but by golly, I mean, I fully enjoyed, Valentine's Day. I always do. But, I love doing this, and that's a passion of mine. But these guys out here who live on Instagram 24/7 and they post their real life stuff, you guys got to get a life. That's not a life. It's not working out, Chief. By turning it into a public ranking system where genuine gestures are devalued against impossible, curated comparisons, leaving men feeling they can never be enough. Okay, just like number 1, you're with the wrong person. Number 3, the 1-day expectation versus 365-day reality. You demand a fairy tale on February 14th, but the other 364 days you're exhausted, critical, and too busy for intimacy. Sound the alarm once again with the wrong person. My goodness gracious. You want romance on demand, but you're not available for connection the rest of the year. I'm supposed to conjure passion out of thin air for a specific calendar date, while our everyday life is a desert of emotional distance. Valentine's Day doesn't create love. It exposes its absence. And you blame me for not manufacturing what we haven't built together. His point is that Valentine's Day can't manufacture intimacy that isn't cultivated daily, and men resent being solely responsible for a romantic performance when the foundation of mutual connection is missing year-round. I get it, but look, all of these points are complaining about a poor relationship. It doesn't have, the women were pointing out over on the left, that the gifts that you're giving or not giving, but the men here are just complaining about the women being demanding. Well, it makes sense, right? Because usually for Valentine's Day, you go to I don't know if it's still open, but Victoria's Secret, because they've been shutting those things down pretty much like crazy. Some type of lingerie for your woman, some roses, a cute little teddy bear or stuffed animal, whatever. Maybe shoes or makeup, or I don't know. It's all focused on the women, right? But women have to realize, the ungrateful ones, like I said, the ungrateful bastards. Women have to realize that, there's two halves to a heart. What do you think Valentine's Day is all about? I'm not talking about the dark original past, the way it started and whatever. I'm not going to get into that. I'm saying that generally it's supposed to be celebrating your relationship, which you better be in a relationship. Otherwise, you're losing in life. You're not a loser if you're trying to find somebody, but you're losing. You're not winning, okay? If you're taking a break from a bad relationship, good for you, but you better get your ass back in there. So going back to the topic. Okay, so Valentine's Day. As long as you try, as long as you guys both agree with the financial spending, right? The quality time. You guys make it happen. It's mutual. It's a mutual freaking effort, people. The burden doesn't go all the way on the guy and his wallet. If you guys are, boyfriend, girlfriend, I get it. But you still got to talk about it. You can't always rely on, oh my goodness, I got to buy her the most expensive things, and I got to surprise her, and I got to do better than last year. And Stop with the freaking stress. Stop it. Because think about what you're doing. You're making your life so much more difficult, harder than what it actually shouldn't be. Just talk to her. Just say, you know what, honey, what do you want to do for Valentine's Day? Well, I don't know. You got to surprise me. Okay, well, you got to promise me that if I do something that's not good surprising, that you'll be okay with it. Because you said do something surprising. You're putting the ball in my court exclusively and not dribbling down the court together and taking the shot together. Both hands on the ball. So she says, you're the capitan. You're the captain of the ship. You're the one steering the boat for Valentine's Day. Well, plan it accordingly. But she should not be disappointed in that case, right? Gratitude is part of being a great human being. If you're not grateful, you don't have a sense of honor, especially to your partner. And if your partner can't afford that much, then be understanding. It's part of being realistic and loving. You're caring about your partner and their limitations. If she can't buy you anything, there's a lot of stuff you can do in the bedroom, sweetheart. And you guys can go walking together to a special place. And it doesn't always have to be sexual. It should be sexual, damn it. But you guys can do other things that are just, equally, not really equally as fun, because let's face it, sex is on the top of the mountain. But you guys should do other fun things and peaceful things. It doesn't have to be romantic. It just has to be high quality time spent together. And with that said, two heads are better than one. You guys should be planning Valentine's Day and any other day of the year together, because otherwise you're not going to make it in a lifelong relationship. You guys aren't going to freaking make it like that. Like, you didn't do this and you said you're going to do that. And, Valentine's Day becomes just a big ball of stress that just going to prove that you guys aren't going to survive forever and ever together, with everlasting love. It's just not going to be the fairy tale it should be. And with that said, that's all for today's show with this Valentine's Day special. Be sure to binge watch all of these other exciting shows. And if you want to be a guest speaker, if you got the guts, sign up as a free member on my website first. And, go to payhip.com/yourquestforlove and you go from there with the instructions. Much love, everybody.